The University of North Dakota opens their 2018 campaign tomorrow night right here on Midco SN against Mississippi Valley State. It's a game that UND is expected to win handily, but try telling that to fifth-year UND head coach Bubba Schweigert.
I know there's a lot of outside noise that isn't giving them a lot of respect. I'll tell you, it's different in our building when the coaches address our team, when our coaches address each other. We're really concerned about this opponent because the unknown creates a lot of anxiety. And we know one thing, they're going to come in really excited to play. He's done a very good job creating excitement and really setting a standard how they want to play football with a lot of energy from what we know.
Gotta love it. Well, for more on North Dakota's matchup with the Delta Devils, let's welcome in our Alex Heinert from Grand Forks. And Alex, you heard Coach Schweigert's comments, but even though North Dakota isn't taking MVSU lightly, give us some perspective on why the Fighting Hawks are such big favorites tomorrow.
Well, Kelly, you can start with the opposition. If we're honest, Mississippi Valley State went 2-9 last year. They've only won 8 games total in the last 5 years combined. And in their 3 non-conference games versus FCF's opposition a year ago, the Delta Devils were beaten by a total score of 185-17, and they averaged negative 9.4 rushing yards per game last year. Now, those are stats that are in the past, and a new coaching staff is in place, so things could very well be different this year. But that's why North Dakota is a 6-touchdown favorite come Thursday night.
Negative rushing yards. Okay, anyways, fair enough. So, if the chances of this game becoming one-sided are pretty high, like you said, why should we tune in? I mean, it is on Midco Sports Network, but why should fans tune in? That's a good place to start. Well, it's meaningful college football. I mean, that's enough of a reason right there. But if you want me to sell you on this a little bit more, I think the chance to get a first look at what UND has to offer this year will be more than worth your time on Thursday night. We'll get our first glimpse of what new quarterback Nate Ketteringham can do, along with impact true freshman receiver Garrett Mogg, and a number of redshirts and transfers that just haven't seen the field yet in a UND uniform. We'll also get a look at a number of returnees who missed significant time last year because of injury, namely All-American corner and NFL prospect Deion Harris. And finally, is there a more entertaining player in the FCS than John Santiago? We've only got 1 year left of watching this kid do his thing in Grand Forks. And as he's up against a defense that surrendered 40 points a game last year, we could be in for our share of offensive fireworks from number 22 and company tomorrow night. Yeah, that'll be fun to watch. Well, UND's matchup against the Delta Devils is the first game in their inaugural season as an FCS independent, but they'll still be playing a Big Sky schedule before officially joining the Missouri Valley in 2020. So, Alex, beyond Mississippi Valley State, what do you make of the Fighting Hawks road this year? Well, there's no debating as you look at that list that weeks 2 and 3 really stand out. UND travels to Seattle next week to take on a Washington Husky team that is ranked number 6 in the nation in the FBS, and they're the favorites in the Pac-12 to boot. They followed up with a trip to Huntsville, Texas to face 4th-ranked Sam Houston State after that. We might not learn much about this North Dakota team in the first 2 weeks of the year, but we will certainly get a better sense of how well the Fighting Hawks will stack up with the rest of the FCS after that Week 3 game against the Bearcats. Then after that, it's a somewhat difficult Big Sky schedule that features 4 of the top 5 in the conference's preseason polls. That includes Idaho, who's dropping back down to the FCS after 22 seasons at college football's top level. And then finally, even though the schedule's tough, UND does get a midseason bye this year for the first time since 2015, something that would have been more than welcome during the injury-plagued 2017 campaign. Still, it's a difficult road to an at-large playoff berth, but at least there's a rest stop along the way, Kelly. Yeah, that is definitely good to hear. Thank you so much, Alex. Well, plenty of live games to come here on Midco Sports Network. You saw a little logo next to a lot of those on the UND schedule, but we are definitely excited to be back in the swing of things with those. Short term, make sure to tune in tomorrow. UND, Mississippi Valley State live right here at 6:30 p.m. Also tomorrow night over on Midco SN2, the Deuce. The preseason favorites in the NSIC, Minnesota State, welcome SMSU to Mankato to get 2018 rolling. That game kicks off a little bit earlier. It is at 6 o'clock.